Hey, I'm Lars from Running Expert, and today I'm showing you a new brand at our store. And you might guess it, it's Altra, and I'm super stoked that we have Altra at our store now. I love it, and I'm going to show in this video what makes them so special. First, let me start by explaining some of the different features that Altra shoes have. If you know all this, just skip to the next part of the video so you can see all the road shoes. The foams, one of the most important things in a running shoe, and Altra has really good foams. Now, they have a lot of different ones, but the main foams that they're focusing on now is the Ego family. There you have the Ego sole, the Ego Max sole, and the Ego Pro. The Ego sole is perfect if you want a little bit of comfort and a little bit of responsiveness. It's just a nice, perfect package for everyday running. But if you want that premium sensation of softness and responsiveness, then the Ego Max is the way to go. And last, you have the Ego Pro, which is that super light, responsive super foam. Every Altra shoe has something called balanced cushioning, and that's just a fancy term of saying zero drop. Zero drop means that the heel and the forefoot have the same amount of foam, so every foot that's in an Altra shoe is parallel to the ground. Some of the other brands have more foam in the heel for a softer heel landing, but Altra is a natural running shoe and they want you to land a little bit more midfoot, so they have a more uniform foam on the entire shoe. Altra is known for something called foot shape as well, and that's the fit of their shoes. They want the shoes to be a little bit more shaped like the human foot. And they have 3 different fits that all are foot shaped. So you have the original fit that's in the Lone Peak and the different other shoes as well. And then you have the standard foot shape fit, which is a little bit more narrow, and the slim foot shape fit. All foot shaped, but a little bit more narrow in the racing shoes. So 3 different fits that all should give space to your toes. When it comes to stability shoes, Altra has a little bit of a different approach to the subject. They're not thinking about controlling your feet, but just guiding them a little bit. And they have something called guide rails. And previously they've been like plastic going around. Now they've just shaped the foam so it gives a little bit more support around the heel and on the inside. So there's no dense or hard medial post on the inside of the shoe at all, and that makes it feel a little bit less intrusive, and that makes every stability shoe that Altra makes also accessible to all neutral runners. Now let's just go straight into the road shoes and talk about the fastest one they have. This is the Vanish Carbon from Altra, and it's super light. It's 206 grams in the men's sample size, and that's super light because it's 33 millimeters of stack height. It has a carbon plate. It's bouncy with the Ego Pro foam. As I said earlier, here you get the slim foot shape fit, so it sits a little bit tighter and it's more race day specific. Next up is the Torin 5, and with the Ego Max midsole, you just get a lot of comfort on those long rides. This is the mile crusher, the one that's ready for your Sunday long runs. It has that Ego Max midsole, 28 millimeters of stack height, it's 280 grams in the sample size, and it's just a really comfortable mile crusher. Next, we're moving a little bit into the stability category. You got the Provision 6, which is sort of like the stability version of the Torin 5. Here you still have the Ego Max midsole, you got 28 millimeters. It just adds 7 grams on the sample size because of the guide rails for a little bit of support. It's really nice looking with that heel flare. Again, you get the standard foot shape fit, so just a little bit more space for your toes. It's comfortable. It's for those long Sunday runs if you just want a little bit more performance than the next shoe. And the Max Cushion Comfort Cruiser from Altra is the Paradigm 6. You have a lot of foam, and that's 30 millimeters in the front and back and 307 grams in a men's sample size. So it's a little bit more heavy, but it's super soft with that Ego Max midsole. Same standard foot shape as in Provision and Torin. If you want a little bit of stability and that delicious softness of that Ego Max midsole. You can't go wrong with the Paradigm 6. Altra is a trail brand and makes really good trail shoes. And we're getting into the really juicy part for me here, a trail lover. And we're starting off with the most fun one, because this one is new and it's the Mont Blanc. And it's named that because it's designed to run UTMB. You get a lot of foam. You get 30 millimeters of the Ego Max comfy midsole, but the upper is completely stripped down. And if you look at the outsole, you see the Vibram light base grip, which is made to be as light as possible. It's made for ultra running, but you can use it for everyday training if you want a little bit more of a performance-based trail shoe. Next up is the Tim 4, which is kind of the hybrid shoe of the trail segment. It is a major update compared to Tim 2 and 3, which were kind of similar. Now it has the Ego Max midsole, 30 millimeters of stack height, so a lot of foam. You got the standard foot shape fit, a Max Track outsole for good grip, and it has this kind of mesh thing in the front as well to get a little bit firmer for those fast, twisty turns. It's kind of the potato of the trail segment. I like it. Next up is the Altra Lone Peak. You get a little bit of a lower stack height here. You get 25 millimeters of the Ego foam. You just get a little bit closer to the ground. But here you get one of those nitty-gritty trail shoes with a rock plate and with performance in mind. You get one of those that can handle everything you throw at it. It's just a perfect everyday trail shoe. If you're running in mud or if you're running in everything, you can just cruise in this. And even though it's 25 millimeters and a little bit lower than the other ones, it still feels really nice and soft with that Ego midsole. It has Max Track for really nice durability, but also a lot of traction in almost any surface. You got the original foot shape fit, so if you want a little bit more space for your toes, then this one is really nice, but still it's really nice around the midfoot, so it just doesn't move around too much. And if you want a little bit of a shoe that can handle even more dirt, then they have an all-weather one, which is water repellent as well. So a great shoe for those trail lovers out there. And last but certainly not the lightest is the Olympus 4, which is the really comfortable trail shoe from Altra. Here you get a lot of foam, a lot of padding, a lot of comfort. Everything screams just having a nice time on the trails. You get 33 millimeters of stack height in the foam and a mega grip outsole from Vibram. Here it's just something that's robust. It just stays put. Whatever you throw at it, this will handle it. Together with the original foot shape fit, you just get a really nice trail shoe for those who just need a little bit more space in the toes. And that's it for today's video. I love Altra and I can't wait to show you guys even more in the next years. I hope this video will help you choose the next Altra shoe in your collection. I'm Lars from Running Expert and I hope to see you again soon.